If you have been living under a rock for the past month, you might be wondering who Jannik Sinner is and why I'm dedicating a whole video to him. Well, let me explain. Just a few days after turning 18, Sinner qualified for his first US Open this year, where he took Stan Wawrinka to 4 sets before eventually losing. Not bad for someone who a week before this was a kid, right? Trust me, it gets better. He followed this up a couple months later at the European Open in Antwerp by making it all the way to the semifinals, defeating Gael Monfils and Francis Tiafoe on his way there. Once again, he lost to Wawrinka. Then, at the Next Gen ATP Finals, after receiving a wild card into the tournament, Sinner came out of his group stage as the #1 seed and defeated Miomir Kekmanovic in the semifinals and Alex de Minaur in the finals to win the tournament. Oh yeah, did I mention that just a year ago he turned pro? And on October 28th of this year, he reached a career high ranking of 93rd on the entire ATP Tour. So now that you know what Jannik Sinner can do, you might be wondering who this kid is and where did he come from. Jannik was born in San Candido, Italy on August 16th of 2001 to Johan and Singlinde Sinner. He started playing tennis at the age of 7 because of his father's love for the game. However, at the age of 8, Sinner decided to take up skiing and won some championship competitions in his region. Even though he enjoyed skiing, at the age of 13, Jannik decided to take up tennis again because of his love for the sport. Sinner joined the Piatti Tennis Academy at a young age and still trains there. The academy is coached by Riccardo Piatti, who has coached players such as Novak Djokovic, Ivan Lubicic, Richard Gasquet, and Milos Raonic. You can't be the greatest player in the world without some of the best strokes, and trust me, Sinner has the stroke. In Milan, Sinner won more than 84% of his first serve points in 2 separate matches. Also, in those 2 matches, he had ace rates of nearly 10 and 20%. compared to his usual 5% rate. Not to mention that in his semifinal match against Kekmanovic, he won 66% of his second serve points. This is absurd and is not only because of his incredibly sound serve, but also because of his adept strokes on both wings of the court. You don't often see young players so gifted in every aspect of the game, but Sinner really is. He hardly has any weaknesses, and a common thing among young players is to have huge serves and forehands and to have a weaker backhand and net game. However, Sinner shows great ability in every shot, unlike his fellow Italian rising star Matteo Berrettini. For being so young, Jannik also shows great awareness on the court and a keen ability to recognize an opponent's weakness and adapt to win. There really isn't much more I can say about his strokes. If you've seen him play, then you already know how well he hit. And if you haven't, I encourage you to look up some clips of him after this video. The difference between Roger Federer and the talented guy playing challengers his whole life isn't only skill, but also mentality and mental composure. There are a lot of people that can hit a huge serve or a breathtaking forehand, but not many that can do it in the 5th set of the US Open down a break point or during an endless tiebreak on the grassy courts of Wimbledon. This is what separates the good from the great, and this is what I see in Jannik Sinner. I know that we've only seen a limited sample size from Sinner, but it doesn't take long to see that this kid is special. Not only do you need to be great mentally on the court, but off the court, being humble and grateful is just as important, and Sinner is both. After losing to Sinner in the finals of the Next Gen ATP Finals, Alex de Minaur said, "I have seen what a genuine, humble, sort of grounded kid he is, which is great to see. Even though he's been talked about a lot, he's taking it exactly the way he should. I don't think he's changing. He's still the same kid that he was before all of this happened. Hopefully he can keep going that way, and I'm sure good things will follow." Then Sinner himself said, "I think I played better match after match. That's the point, and that's the thing we're looking for. I played well the first match. Yesterday I started not perfect, but then it was a great match after. I started today very well. I'm very happy about that." I mean, wow. To have just won the biggest tournament of his young career and then immediately be able to turn around and say, "There's a lot I did well, but there's a lot to be improved upon," is so professional and shows how beyond his years he is. I know this might seem trivial, but this is where a lot of good tennis players are halted from becoming great, and it is just another reason why Sinner has so much potential. So what does all of this mean? Is Jannik Sinner the next Roger Federer? Well, probably. From everything I've seen so far, not only does Jannik's game translate well to the pros, but he also has all the intangibles to be an all-time great. But still, it is too early to call it a guarantee when he really hasn't proven much yet. The next step for Sinner will be to prove his game in the 500 and 1000 level tournaments, and then see if he can make a run at Wimbledon or the US Open next year. I think 2020 will be a great year for Sinner, and he will collect a couple of tournament wins and gain some great slam experience. As for now, I'll leave him to cherish his nearly $500,000 prize pot in peace. Not a bad allowance for the 18-year-old.